Taylor Sledge.
Alright. Let me have Taylor, Sledge, Mr. Davis, will you get with?
Shall give here before this court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
You would state your name for the record, please.
Taylor Sledge, still.
And if you don't mind, would you spell your name?
Taylor, Taylor, Sledge, Sledge, Ragsdale, Ragsdale.
All right, thank you, Ms. Sledge. If you would, tell us what you do.
Right now I work as a paraprofessional at Wyoming High School.
Have you always done that?
Before that I worked at Primary Pediatrics.
When did you work at Primary Pediatrics?
From August 2020 until last summer.
And what did you do at Primary Pediatrics?
First I worked up front, and then I became a tech, and then I was the lab manager.
So you said you started at Primary Pediatrics in August of 2020, did I hear that right?
Yes.
Let me take your attention to November of 2020, so just a little while later. You were the receptionist at that point?
I was.
And in November of 2020, do you recall a man bringing a small child into the office on the 17th?
Yes, I did.
Okay, tell me what you recall about that.
I remember him bringing him into the office. It was a black African-American male. The little boy was limp in his arms, and he just said he needed some help.
Did he indicate to you what was wrong with the child?
No,
And what did you observe about the child?
he was limp, he was lifeless, wasn't moving. He was in the arms of him.
And what did you do when you saw this?
Called back to the back to get some help, and then called 911.
Well, this is a pediatrics facility. Why would you call 911?
To get help because the child wasn't breathing, he wasn't responsive.
So to get more emergent help? Now, when this male came in, did he say anything to you?
He just said that he needed help.
What was his demeanor like? Was he rushed?
He seemed just, wasn't really concerned. He just was, he brought it, I mean, you could tell that the little boy needed help, but he didn't show any emotion.
And would you happen to remember what he was wearing?
A white tank top or white shirt and khaki shorts, I believe.
So you saw this man bringing an essentially lifeless child in and then called 911?
Yes.
And Ms. Sledge, I want you to think back about anything that this man said to you. Did he tell you who he was, anything like that? Did he say anything about the child falling, anything like that?
He said he was fighting him on the ride to the office.
But nothing about him, say, falling off the couch?
Judge, that's a leading question.
Objections overruled.
Nothing about him falling off the couch or falling down the floor? Nothing further at this time.
Mr. Grube, chief with you.
Just a couple of questions, Your Honor. Good morning, ma'am, or afternoon. Tell me your last name again.
Ragsdale?
Ragsdale,
Yes.
and you were a Sledge at the time, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you went to work at this Primary Pediatrics August of 2020,
Yes, sir.
receptionist at that place from August until when?
As a receptionist, I was a receptionist about 4 months, and then I moved to the back as a tech.
As a,
Tech,
what does a tech do?
to pull them back, get their weight, height, and get them prepared for the doctor.
Oh, okay. But on November the 17th, and is that when it was, November the 17th, 2020,
Yes, sir.
had you had any medical training?
To know whenever someone comes in and needs help, yes.
Okay, I mean, what training, where did you get your training at?
At Primary Pediatrics.
I mean, you didn't get it from school or from a technical college or anything like that?
No, sir.
So you worked as a receptionist, and I guess by being a receptionist, you acquired knowledge to be able to question people when they came in the front door?
Yes, sir.
All right. And I take it that on this particular day, you don't remember what time of the day it was?
We opened at 8:30, like 8:40-ish.
All right. And this fellow, was his name Karter Ambrose that brought this child in?
No.
Who was the man's name? Kiyon Benton?
Yes.
Was that his name? Okay. And he brought the child in about 8:40 that morning?
Yes.
Is that right? Did he identify who the child was?
No.
Okay. And as a receptionist, you didn't know what to do. You just called for help. Is that right?
That's correct.
And really, that's all you did.
Yes, sir.
In other words, did someone else in the office ask you to call 911?
No, I knew to call 911.
Oh, okay. How did you know that?
I'm a mom, I would call
Pardon me?
I'm a mom, so I have just instinct to call 911 when you see
Okay. And
something.
how many people were working in the doctor's office that day?
20, 25 people.
Okay. And so you immediately called 911 and then was it Dr. Waters that came up first?
No, it was Dr. Ford.
Dr. Ford?
Yes.
Okay. And did you help administer any tests to the child?
No, I did not.
You just stepped back and called 911?
I stayed at the front and called 911.
Okay. And that's the only connection that you had with this case? Is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? Do you know Miss Davis?
No, sir.
Have you ever seen her before?
No, sir.
Judge, that's all I have, and I thank you.
Anything else, Ms. Witness?
No, she can be excused.
Raquel, you may be excused. You're free to go or stay as you wish.
Thank you.
Well, Emily Baker. Can you raise your right hand, please? Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you. You can be seated. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Not that one, Ms. Baker, not the extra one. The flat one in front of you. I know, we should move that so that it's not distracting you. Go ahead.
It's Emily Baker.
Is that just a common spelling? Is that a common spelling, Emily Baker? Can you spell it for the report, please?
E-M-I-L-Y-B-A-K-E-R.
Ms. Baker, how are you employed currently?
I am employed, I'm in the Air National Guard full-time. I work at Primary Pediatrics on Mondays.
Okay, how long have you worked for Primary Pediatrics?
Before I joined the military, I was there 7 years.
7 years. Okay, so did you work there in 2020?
Yes, sir.
In November of 2020?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you recall on November 17th of 2020, does that date stick out to you at all?
Yes, sir.
Okay, why?
That is the day that Karter Ambrose came in and we had a problem.
Okay, so what were you doing?
It was the beginning of the morning, so we didn't really start working yet, and it was still kind of at the end of COVID. And then we had a call from the front stating that the there was a child, guy with a lifeless child. So we went out there, me and one of the nurses. So we went out, told him to come back, we put him in a room, went in there, asked the guy, we had to assess what was going on, and then realized that he needed attention fast.
So let me back up. You said that you were in the back?
Yes, so
What were your duties?
So I'm a medical tech.
Okay.
So I usually work with the patients, find out what's going on, get vitals on them,
Okay.
and then put it in the system and let the doctors know what's going on.
Okay. So you're at work this Tuesday morning,
Yes.
just like it's an ordinary day,
Right.
right? Okay. And then you said a man came with a child?
Yes.
Okay. Did you know who that man was?
No, sir.
Okay. Who was the child?
It was Karter Ambrose.
Okay. Did the man know who the child was?
Yes.
Okay. Did he provide any of his information?
Any of
Carter's.
Carter's information?
Correct.
He provided the basic information that he knew.
Okay.
We found out that he was a boyfriend of the mom.
Okay. All right. But you didn't really know at that time?
Right.
All that. Okay. So where did you first see Karter?
In the waiting room. Like
Okay.
when, our doors are right here, but like if you're facing the parking lot, our door's to the left. So that's the Ford Hall. So, and when they come in, like he was in the lobby. So he was holding Karter in his arms, and so we directed him to a room.
Okay. You said we directed him to a room?
Me and Casey,
Okay.
the nurse.
Casey, what's Casey's last name? Do you recall her last name?
Hold on, I went blank.
Is it Karter?
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
So you ushered Karter to a room?
Right, correct.
Okay. And how many people went to that room?
So me, Casey, Dr. Robert Ford was in there. There was a nurse practitioner, like about 2 nurse practitioners, and another nurse that I recall.
And what was the atmosphere like with everybody in there? What was going on?
Everybody was just working together. I know someone, they were going to get IV so they could start an IV. Dr. Robert Ford was on the table, was listening to him, and then he could tell like there were barely any heartbeat. So he got on the table, started doing compressions. So it was kind of like calm chaos.
Mm-hmm.
And then I would come out, called 911, and they asked for address, phone number, all the basic information, and we were just relaying it back and forth.
So did you say Dr. Ford?
Dr. Robert Ford.
Robert Ford, okay. You said, I think, compressions, is that right?
He was doing CPR.
CPR, okay.
I think they did the shot machine on him.
EKG?
Yeah.
Okay. When you first saw the child, what did he look like?
He was limp, lifeless. The bottom of his feet were like white. There was no color to him, and his eyes were rolled in the back of his head.
Okay. And the man who brought him in, did he say anything about the child's situation?
Once we got in the room, he did.
What did he say?
He stated that the night before that he was vomiting, and then he said he gave him a breathing treatment, and he said that I'm not sure if it was before or after the breathing treatment that he was bent down on his hand, kind of I'm assuming like a seizure. He was having a seizure, and then he said before he brought him in, he said that he had a bowel movement.
Had a bowel movement. Did he say that the child was throwing up or anything like that?
Yes, that was later, or during the night.
Okay. And so you called 911, so did EMS show up?
They,
Now, I know it was a long time ago, but do you recall roughly how long the child was there at Primary Pediatrics receiving care before EMS came?
I would say at least 20 minutes
Okay.
before they arrived.
Nothing further this time around.
Mr. Grube?
Thank you, Your last name is Baker, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Baker, my name is Jeff Grube. I'm a lawyer from Warner Robins, here representing Ms. Davis. Have you ever met Ms. Davis?
I might have seen her passing at the doctor's office, but
Might have seen her where?
possibly at the doctor's office, but not personally. No.
Okay, and you were there at this pediatric place for, you say, 7 years?
Yes, sir.
From when until when?
I started in January of 2013 or 14.
Oh, wow.
And then I was there for 7 years, and then I went to the military, and I recently came back to work. I just work on Mondays.
Oh, you work at this same place on Mondays?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay. Now, after this event occurred, did someone from one of the doctors from the business there ask you to write up a statement?
Yes, sir. I believe everyone that was there that day wrote a statement, and we sent it.
And you wrote up a statement, did you not?
Yes, sir.
When you met with the district attorney's office recently, you had a chance to go back over this statement, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And that you recall in writing the statement that the child was taken, when there was evidence that the child was in a state of distress, that the child was taken to room number 4, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And the child was taken there by this male that brought the child in.
Yes, sir.
In other words, how was he transported?
He was holding him in his arms.
Okay.
So Karter was laying in his arms.
Okay. At any time, did you ever hold the child?
No, sir.
At any time, did you ever touch the child?
Probably possibly to get a heart rate, but
Okay.
just the usual vitals.
All right. You had mentioned something earlier about, you say the man said something about the child had a seizure. Is that right?
I'm not saying that he said he had a seizure. I'm saying the details that he provided, it sounded to me like it could have been a possible seizure. I'm not saying that the child did.
Okay, but you never mentioned that in whatever you wrote.
Like, I just said that the child was biting down on him.
Okay, but nothing about a
No, sir.
seizure.
No, sir.
I mean, there's a difference, is there not, between a child biting down on something and having a seizure. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to trick you, I'm just trying to
Yes, sir.
see what happened. And Dr. Robert Ford was working with the child, is that right?
Yes, sir.
I guess nurse practitioner Gattie was there helping Dr. Ford, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Recall?
Yes, sir.
Was Ashley Howard a nurse practitioner?
She's a nurse.
A nurse,
She's-
registered nurse?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know who the other nurse practitioner was?
I believe it was Amy Wood.
All right, would, okay. And that, did you yourself call 911, or did you instruct Taylor Sledge to call 911?
I myself called 911.
You did, okay. And do you know who you talked to with 911?
I don't remember. No, sir.
And you called 911, and did they put you through to the 911 center that's off Carlwitz Parkway, or do you know?
I don't know.
I take it at some point in time, then someone, EMS came out, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And do you know where they were from?
No, sir. I don't.
Did you go outside whenever EMS came?
No, sir.
You just stayed in the building, is that
Yes, sir.
right? Did you have, after you called 911, did you really have any other involvement in this matter?
No, sir.
I mean, you weren't asked to do any, any work that required a technician, is that right?
And at that point, that's her.
And once again, from the time that this man brought the child in until EMS got there was probably about 20 minutes, is that right?
That sounds.
Is that about right?
Yes, sir.
Judge, I have nothing else. Thank you, Ms. Baker.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. You may step down, you're free to go or stay as you wish.
Thank you.
Call your next witness, please.
Judge, the state calls Amanda Gattie.
Gattie, this way, please.
Ms. Gattie, if you would, raise your right hand. Do you swear affirm testimony you will give here before this court is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? If you would, state your name for the record, please.
Amanda Davis Gattie.
And if you don't mind spelling your name too.
Whole name? Yes. AMANDA DANIELLEGATTIE.
Thank you, Ms. Gattie. And you're a little bit soft-spoken, so if you could speak into, that one doesn't work.
No. Goodbye. Ms. Davis, move that, please, so that we can view the post. Thank you.
All right, Ms. Gattie, if you would, tell us what you do.
I'm a pediatric nurse practitioner at Primary Pediatrics.
And how long have you worked in primary pediatrics?
10 years.
And you are a nurse practitioner. Tell me what degrees you have.
All of them? I have several, sorry. So my first degree is in information technology, and then I went back and got my RN, and then returned again for my bachelor's, and returned finally for my master's degree.
So how long have you been a nurse practitioner?
A nurse practitioner of 10 years.
Now, you would have been a nurse practitioner at Primary Pediatrics back in 2020, is that right?
That's correct.
I'm going to turn your attention back to November of 2020. Do you recall on November 17th a child being brought in?
Yes.
And if you would, tell us what you remember.
Okay. On that morning, I was sitting in the office, which was on the back hallway of our office, and around 8:45-ish, I and another nurse practitioner heard a nurse hollering for help. So
When you heard another nurse yell for help, what did you do at that point?
So I left my office and walked to the hallway where she was calling for help from.
And what did you see?
I walked into the room, it was exam room 4 that they had put the baby in. I walked in there, and the nurse, Casey, and Casey was in there assessing the baby, and Amy Wood, who's the other practitioner that was with me, she walked on in there, and Casey said he's unresponsive, we got the doctor. So I then left the exam room and went to the doctor's offices and asked Dr. Ford's, Jesse and Robert to come into exam room door.
So you ran and got more help.
That's right.
Now, what did you notice about the toddler? You said he was laying lifeless.
Yes, on the exam table, t-shirt and diaper.
And you described him as lifeless, so unresponsive.
That's right.
And after you went to get more help, what happened at that point?
At that point, I started talking with the guy that brought the baby in and trying to get information, birthday, last name, what happened, kind of give us a history while they were working on Karter.
And did he give you any information about himself, who he was, name?
No name, no, he said I'm stepfather.
So he referred to himself as stepfather?
That's right.
And was he able to give you basic information about the child?
No last name, no date of birth. He just said I'm mom's boyfriend. As he told me what happened through the night, he knew that he had breathing problems, but that was the only information I could get from him during that time.
During that time. So you sort of took on a comfort role for him? Okay, and what is going on while you're talking to him?
They're resuscitating Karter.
So they're trying to perform life-saving measures?
That's correct.
While they're trying to perform life-saving measures, the other medical personnel in the office, did the man that you were talking to tell you anything else?
Yeah, he had told me that Karter had been vomiting all night, and that when he went to get him up that morning, that he was in a large amount of vomit and stool. And he knew that he had breathing issues, so he put him on the breathing machine. And as he had Karter on the breathing machine, Karter kept passing out. So he stopped and just brought him into our office because we were close. But on the way, he stated Karter bit me, or he was biting me.
Now, was he in the room, was he on the phone with anybody?
He was on FaceTime with Mom.
How were you able to determine who he was on the phone with?
He stated that.
And did you at that point know who Mom was?
I had seen her in the office previously with Karter.
Okay.
No,
But you had physically seen her with Karter before?
I have.
And while everybody else in the room is working on Karter, did he say anything else?
Yeah, he kept questioning, is Karter okay? Is he breathing? And he was talking to Mom on the phone, and he would say, I can't see, there's too many people in here. I just need you to hurry up and get here. And then he would ask again, he asked several times, was he breathing? And then he would rely that to Mom on the phone and just say, I can't tell, again, there's so many people in here, I need you to get here. Babe, that doesn't matter, I just need you to get here. Babe, that can wait, I just need you to get here. When I asked what Karter's last name was, we were trying to get basic information. He said then to Mom on the phone, babe, what is his last name?
And you had mentioned you'd seen Karter in the pediatrics.
Okay.
And you remember Mom?
Yes.
She would bring in?
Yes. Mom and
Now,
Dad, different times.
and that would be biological then, correct?
Yes.
Okay, not the man who brought him in that day.
Correct. I had never seen the man that brought him in that morning.
Right, thank you. Now, this is a pediatrics place. Do you keep medical records?
We did.
And are you familiar with how the medical records are kept?
I
You write notes yourself?
I did.
And you do that because you are a nurse practitioner?
That's correct.
So when you see patients, tell me that process.
Like in our office?
Yes.
Yes. So patients come in, I see them completely, document as I'm in the room, document when they leave. I fully document like a HBI, which is a history of present illness of what's stated from the parents or caregiver that's going on. Document my full exam, full treatment, diagnosis, any follow-up recommendations.
And had you previously reviewed any medical records for Karter?
At that point, no. I had seen Karter, so I had created medical records, but I had not reviewed them necessarily.
Well,
Is that what you're asking me?
Let me clarify, that's a little bit confusing. Since then, have you reviewed medical records for Karter?
Only with you guys.
So you have.
Yes.
If I were to show you those medical records, would you be able to identify them?
Yes.
May I approach them?
You may.
Ms. Gattie, if you would, tell me what this is.
This is our medical record. This is what every kid gets when they come into our office.
For the record, Your Honor, I'm showing Ms. Gattie what's been marked as State's Exhibit 1. And are these medical records, correct?
That's correct.
And are they regularly kept in the course of business?
Yes.
And you reviewed those medical records?
Yes.
Are those medical records for Karter?
Yes.
Karter Ambrose? And are they a fair and accurate representation of those medical records?
Yes.
Have they been changed or altered in any way?
No.
Your Honor, at this time, the state will tender into evidence states Exhibit 1, medical records for Karter Ambrose.
They're admitted.
All right, Ms. Gattie, if you would take a look at those. Before this date, the date of November 17th of 2020, he's been brought into the office. Right.
Yes.
What are some of the things that he had been previously seen for?
Cough, runny nose, low grade fever. This one looks like he had been sick and just needed to kind of be cleared to go back to the sitter. Swollen mouth. Looked like he had eaten something maybe that caused an allergic reaction or swelling. Ear infection.
Make sure you're speaking up for me.
Okay, I'm sorry. Cough, breathing heavy, runny nose. That was a well child check on that one. Diarrhea and cough. We had some chest x-ray results that mom was called back about. Cough, runny nose. These are just like inhaler refills for his inhalers. Hand, foot, and mouth. Cough with a history of asthma. Well child check. Rash. Refills. Runny nose and breathing issues. Recheck ears, bump on his left butt cheek. Cough. Ear recheck. Cough. Cough and pulling the ears. Cough and sneezing. Bug bites. Cough, congestion, breathing hard. Runny nose and congestion. Well child check. And fever and congestion.
Ms. Gattie? So these would be, say, breathing problems, stuff that you would see for a small child.
That's right.
Nothing further at this time, Judge?
Mr. Grube, she's with you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Ms. Gattie. Are you still working for these people?
I am.
And how long have you been there?
10 years. Well, April will be 10 years.
April of next year?
That's right, so 9
Okay. And all those documents that you looked through as far as State's Exhibit 1, did you help, in the course of your employ, help generate all of that?
Not all, but some. Some of the visits where I saw Carter,
Okay.
but not all.
Would there be some times that only you would see Carter, or you and one of the doctors?
Most of the time it would be that I would see Carter unless it would, I mean, if it were my visit, I would see him unless I felt the need to pull the doctor in on something.
Okay, all right. So how many doctors currently work there?
There are 4 doctors and 3 nurse practitioners.
Okay, tell me who the doc, in November of 2020, who were the doctors there?
Okay, Dr. Robert Ford, Dr. Jessica Ford, Dr. Jill Waters.
All right.
fourth one has been added since then.
And the documents that you have in this packet of papers reflects visits that Ms. Davis had with the child with either you or either one of the 4 doctors or with Dr. Waters, is that right?
Or the other nurse practitioners in the office.
All right, or the practitioner, okay.
Yes.
That's fine. Now, do you know when this child was born?
I mean, I can look at the date of birth on here, but.
January the 14th of 2018, does that sound about right? All right. And at the time that the child was born, was your facility used as primary care for this child?
That's right.
Pardon?
When he was born?
Right.
I'm not sure when he started seeing. That's when his first field visit was.
All right. And you were aware, are you not, that he was hospitalized less than a week into his life because he was having breathing problems, is that right?
Yeah, I'm not aware of that, no.
Okay. Do you know if Dr. Waters was involved in that?
Can't attest to that.
Okay. But nonetheless, there's plenty of evidence in there that this child had an asthma problem, is that right?
That's correct.
And a lot of other problems too, is that right?
I mean, we saw him most often for asthma, like cough congestion and
All
cold
right.
symptoms.
All right.
I wasn't aware of any other medical problems.
Okay. And you don't know of any other medical problems, do you?
Not that I'm aware of.
Were you aware that during the majority of this time that Karter was a patient at your place, that Ms. Davis lived with the child right down the road? Does that mean anything to you? If someone moves right next to where your doctor's office is at?
Objection, speculation.
Objection sustained.
Oh, I thought about that. And Ms. Gattie, on the date that November the 17th of 2020, were you there when the child was brought in?
I was.
And where were you located at physically?
When you walked through the front door, I was in the office in the back of our office.
All right. And were you called upon to go check on the child?
When the nurse hollered for help, yes, I got up.
Okay. And who was it that hollered for help?
Casey Cochran.
And where was the child taken to?
Exam room 4.
And you went in there with whom?
Amy Wood, another nurse practitioner.
And is that when Dr. Robert Ford went in?
No, sir. Amy Wood went ahead and went into the room, and Casey looked at us and said he's unresponsive, I need the doctor, so that's when I went and got the doctors and left the room.
All right. And at some point in time, who was it that called 911? Or do you know?
I want to say there were maybe 2 people that called, but I'm not sure exactly who it was.
And at some point in time, did EMS eventually show up?
Yes.
Do you know how long from the time that EMS was there was it from when the child first arrived at your place?
I'm not aware of that. I don't know the time frame.
Okay. Once the child was taken by EMS, did you have any other care for the child?
No.
Just a second. When you saw Karter that morning, did you notice anything alarming in his behavior or his condition?
He was unresponsive.
And I take it that you carried on a conversation with this man, Mr. Benton?
I did.
Did you?
I did.
And he told me, you knew who Karter was, didn't you?
I did.
Okay. And as a result of that, I mean, your office could just pull up could go to his page or whatever, and you would know what to look for, is that right?
Once we had appropriate identifying factors, we could. But, I mean, we see a lot of Carters
Okay,
So like just him walking in the door, we would not be able to state this is his
Okay.
full name, date of birth, but we would have access to that, yes.
did you have an opportunity to talk to Ms. Davis on FaceTime?
No, I was sitting here, the man that brought Karter in was directly beside me, and she was on FaceTime on his phone
Okay.
beside me. I never spoke to her on FaceTime.
And you were aware at that time that she was about an hour away?
I wasn't sure where she was.
I mean, was it indicated to you that she was an hour away?
No, it wasn't.
I mean, you didn't know where she was?
I did not.
Okay. And did you have a chance, did she come to your place of business and talk to you afterwards?
She did not.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else for her?
Yes, sir. Ms. Gattie, what are the symptoms of an asthma attack?
Cough, there's obvious signs, nasal flaring, retractions, cough, wheeze,
What about throwing up
not of an asthma attack, no.
or bowel movements?
No.
Nothing for his should.
Mr. Grube?
Nothing else, Your Honor.
Thanks, Ms. Gattie. You may be excused. You're free to go or stay as you wish. You can leave the documents right there. Okay, we're going to take a short break, and then we're going to try to get a couple more witnesses in. Don't talk about the case. Don't let anybody talk about it with you. You can just leave your notepads in the chairs because we're coming right back in. There is water and coffee in the jury room. If you need a caffeinated beverage, the bailiff will walk you down. You won't buy, but he'll show you where the Coke machine is, or a cold caffeinated beverage. And if I have any smokers, if you will let the bailiff know, and they'll direct you to the appropriate place. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't talk about the case. You can go, Mr. Davis.